Greatest Cards of All Time podcast number 41. We're diving headfirst right back into the 2009 Upper Deck Legacy Michael Jordan campaign cards, I like to call them. Starting with card number 143, 161, 172, and number 198 in the set, featuring 3 games from early 1987, Chicago Bulls basketball, and later in the year, a December 4th game from 87 as well.
It's like 3 or 4, okay.
4 cards we're featuring.
So this is Michael Jordan's 3rd year in the NBA. So again, 1986-1987 season. In the last podcast where we covered these cards, we did actually cover one card from that year. That was January 3rd, 87, card number 130. To just go over some of the things that happened that year with Michael. This was a pretty significant year for Michael Jordan and the Bulls. There were a couple of really interesting things that happened. One of them, this is the first year that he was the scoring champ at 37.1 points. Obviously, it didn't happen his second year when he only played 18 games. We covered that quite a bit last podcast, and it didn't happen his rookie year. So
it's fun to look back at these cards and these games because when you think Michael Jordan, you think the GOAT, you think the best ever, greatest of all time.
I'm learning new things every time I look back at this. And to your point,
he didn't start out the gates on fire. You know what I mean? He wasn't playing like the best player of all time. Well, this is pre-championships, and really all you think about is Michael wearing, 6 rings around.
Well, he didn't have a ton of help at this point, and I want to cover a little bit of that too. But to your point about Michael being the GOAT, and it is covered actually on the back of the first card when we dive into that card a little bit more on the back of it, it covers it. He is the first person to ever accomplish this task. So, we'll like I said, we'll dive into that. It'll be on the back of the card, but to say nobody has ever accomplished this specific task or, 2 different things in one season. It's unheard of. So that's interesting. He was also actually the first player to score 3,000 points in a season since Wilt Chamberlain back in the 62-63 season. So that's been 24 years since that happened. Like I said, he didn't have a ton of help. I don't know how much you remember about the Bulls back in the day here early on. I do remember it. I mean, it's not super clear to me, but I remember John Paxson. I remember Charles Oakley. And I'm bringing those guys up because at this time, those 2 were the best teammates at that time. Charles actually averaged 14.5 points at that time, and John Paxson 11.3 points.
Paxson was getting 11 points.
Right. So those were the only 2 other teammates that averaged in the double digits. Something else I wanted to comment on that I thought was interesting. This is Doug Collins' first year as a head coach. So that's something that changed. And ultimately, they finished the season 40-42. We can kind of cover the postseason a little bit more later on, but they're still under 500 this season. So it wasn't like, a great year for the Bulls.
The first card I want to take a real close look at is number 143 in the Legacy set. And this first card features a close loss to the Pistons, February 1st, 1987, where the Bulls fell to the Pistons by 2, 94-92. The card features Michael with hair. I love any Michael Jordan card that's showing his beautiful head of hair when he was a young man. And the front of this card is featuring Michael. I mean, can you go wrong with any Michael Jordan picture? I do appreciate the photography in this set too. Love all the pictures. And this one features him standing with his hands on his hips, kind of looking behind him, maybe at the official, maybe giving him that classic Michael Jordan stare down. And this particular night, Michael was showing his earlier form like we were talking. He's not playing like a legend yet. He was 1 for 5 from behind the arc that night, so he wasn't scoring a lot of points either quite yet, coming off that injury still.
Well, he ended up with 38 points. I think he was 9 from 9 from the free throws, I believe. And if you check out the back, that was the stat that I mentioned early on. Michael actually becomes the first player ever with 200 steals and 100 blocks in a season. And, thinking about that, obviously you have to be a really good athlete when you're going to pick someone's pocket 200 times but still have the ability to get up, block 100 times. Obviously, Michael was known for Air Jordan, so he could actually get up and block a lot of shots. And on that, this is actually the first time that he wins the Slam Dunk Championship, too. So this year he actually wins that. I thought that was interesting. And looking overall at, basketball in the late 80s, 86, 87, some people think this might be the best years of the NBA. There were actually 22 Hall of Famers that were playing in this season in 1987. I thought that was an interesting stat.
The next card I want to take a look at from the Michael Jordan Legacy set is card number 161. This features a game from March 11th, 1987, where the Bulls find themselves with a loss, 117-108 in Philadelphia to the 76ers. Another great picture of Michael Jordan on this card, featuring Michael Jordan making a move across the court.
The picture?
Picture.
Let me take a look at this.
Take a look at that picture.
One thing that was cool,
that's what I think he's doing. I think he's trying to set himself up for maybe a pass down the lane.
Right.
I'm not sure. He's got his eyes up and he's looking for the ball.
I agree. He's moving without the ball. He's, maybe someone's going to set a pick or something here. What was kind of cool about the 4 cards that we're looking at here, there are 4 different pictures. Some of the other sets or cards that we looked at, even though they were actually different games, they reused the same picture. This is cool. We've got 4 different pictures. I do love the way these cards look. And, looking at this one again, we've talked about it before. Is that kind of like a jersey, the red and the gold?
It's a V-neck. Yeah, I think jersey, so. Like maybe, a V-neck jersey.
Possibly. He's got the wristband on this one. And again, what's really cool.
I like that wristband. Yeah, you didn't see Jordan with the wristband a lot, did you?
I don't think so. Notice also there's the logo on there, and I'm bringing that up.
The logo man?
The Jerry logo West? Man. I wonder if this is the first year that they had the logo on all of the jerseys, and it was something that later on other major sports ended up doing. Cool. Right? I thought that was kind of cool too. So this is the 86-87 season is the first year that they had the NBA logo on all of the jerseys, and again, Major League Baseball and hockey and all the other major sports followed later on after that. But looking back at this picture, it's really cool. I think it's cool when the background, again, is all black and white, and then Michael is in color. And I think these cards look sharp. I'm not usually a fan of gold, but this gold with the red, it just looks awesome. On the back here, it says he's a 3-time All-Star again, and he accumulated 49 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. That's an awesome game there, 49 points. At one point during this year, he actually scored 40 points or more on 9 straight games.
The next card I'd like to take a good look at is number 172 in the Michael Jordan Upper Deck Legacy set. March 29th, 1987, Bulls notch a win finally. We're talking about a lot of losses here. This is before he was reigning in the championships. Bulls notch a win in Chicago as they hosted the New York Knicks. Nice photo of Jordan here, exhaling as he lines up for a free throw at the line. So I love card number 172 in this legacy set. And the Bulls won 115-96 that night.
Again, like you're saying, a lot of losses. Well, they had more losses than wins. I know I said it earlier, but they had 40 wins, 42 losses. As far as the free throw attempt there, Michael did lead in points, but he also led in free throw attempts. I know that. I can't say the number for sure, but he was taking a lot of shots. He didn't have a ton of help. I mean, Charles Oakley was good. John Paxson was good. But when that's your number 2 and 3, you're going to need some more help.
The card reads, Chicago evened its record at 36-36 with a crucial win over the Knicks on March 29th, 1987. Jordan was outstanding in the victory, converting 13 of his 24 shots for 33 points and 8 assists. And the last Michael Jordan legacy card we're going to take a real good look at is card number 198 in the set, featuring December 4th, 1987, where the Nuggets win 105-89 over the Bulls, featuring a classic picture of Michael Jordan driving the lane. Looks like he's coming in from underneath, maybe going to do something tricky, maybe kick it out at the last second for, crazy assists.
The only thing this picture is missing is his tongue out.
Yeah.
He just needs his tongue out here. But yeah, this is Michael Jordan. Who knows? Is he doing like an up and under kind of, layup here, a double pump?
Some of these pictures do repeat in this set like we've seen before, even though every card does feature a different game. Some of them do double up on the Jordan pictures, but today we get 4 unique Jordan pictures, and it's nice to see. It makes the set feel a lot cooler when that happens.
A little more info on the set. I want to say there's 1,100. I know there's more than 1,000 cards. It covers every single game that Michael Jordan played with the Bulls. And then there are additional cards like MVP cards and things like that. And, it's just a set that I want to see it completed. I originally thought it'd be cool to complete. I'm nowhere close to having... I'm not going to do it. There's just too many cards. But I would love to see it. I would love to hear if somebody has this complete set.
Does one even exist, was my next question.
I brought it up before, earlier on. Maybe it was our first podcast where we covered this, and you thought for sure. But, the more I think about it, I don't know. This set, it was an insert in multiple different products from Upper Deck. It was not an insert in one product. That's unique. That's interesting. I want to say it was in 4 different products during that 1 year where it all came out. Even when I talked to the guy at the local card shop about it, he really did not have all that much
It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, he knew. I mean, he said it was an insert. He just told me it was an insert in Upper Deck. And it was in Upper Deck, but it was in a few other products too. But with the sheer number of cards, I wonder, does anybody actually have this complete set? I know there are Jordan nuts out there. Yeah, I don't know. I know there are Jordan nuts out there that want every card. To me, again, it's just an undervalued set. The problem is, and we've had this discussion before, it's rare, but if people don't know about it, they're not interested in it. They're not going to collect it. I think it's rare. Oh, I think it's rare. I know it's rare.
Yeah.
I think they're very cool looking cards, and I think they're underappreciated.
Underappreciated is the word. Yeah, I'm like, I was trying to think. I'm like, what are these? Undervalued, underappreciated.
Both.
I think underappreciated.
Right.
It's you really don't understand what you're getting with a set like this. They're all Jordans, and you get to learn a lot about his career.
Exactly.
And it takes you the whole way from his first game to his last game.
If you are a Michael Jordan Bulls fan, these cards are cool.
Yeah.